We mentioned the debate tonight in New Hampshire. One candidate you won't see at the debate, you will see right here on Topline. Governor Gary Johnson, the former governor of the state of New Mexico, Republican candidate for the nomination. So let's start with the fact that you're not part of this group tonight. What would you be saying? What's the message that voters won't have an opportunity to hear tonight because you're excluded? Let's hear the shtick. Let's hear the spiel right now.
Well, what you're not going to hear is you're not going to hear any candidate propose a balanced budget for the year 2013, which is what I would be proposing. I think we're on the verge of a financial collapse, and that'll be the bond market that collapses, and it'll collapse because there's no repaying $14 trillion in debt when the ongoing deficit is $1.65 trillion this year, last year, the year before, years going forward. So balance the budget. That's how we get away from the financial collapse. And then when it comes to jobs, eliminate the corporate income tax. Eliminate the corporate income tax, not phase it down. Understand that the corporate income tax is a double tax. Reestablish this country as the only place to grow, nurture, start up a business.
Okay, so I just want to go to that. Well, let's just follow up on this point for 1 second. You're going to eliminate the corporate income tax. You're going to be able to balance the budget in 2013. Sure seems to me then there's going to be a lot of cutting here to do that.
Well, we've got to cut $1.65 trillion worth of debt. So that's the difference between me and the rest of the candidates. Talking about Medicaid, Medicare, talking about the reform to Social Security, talking about cutting defense spending. I don't think you're going to really hear that from Republicans tonight. I think you're going to hear the status quo, and ultimately I think we're all responsible for the status quo in that we elected one president, one congressman, one senator at a time. You know, I support repealing President Obama's health care plan because we can't afford it. But I think Republicans would gain a lot of credibility in this argument, and you're not going to hear it tonight. Republicans ought to offer up a repeal of the prescription health care benefit that they passed when they controlled both houses of Congress and the presidency and ran up record deficits. Both parties share in where we're at today, and to get us out of this, there needs to be a difference in thought. Now, I'm basing my being able to do this on my resume. Two-term governor of the state of New Mexico, a successful entrepreneur. I started a one-person handyman business in Albuquerque in 1974. Grew it to over 1,000 employees. That's what I ran on, was bringing a common sense business approach to state government. Rick, Amy, I never thought that I would be left off the stage when I started this whole run for the presidency. I'm running for president of the United States because, number one, I think I could do the job, and I think I could do a good job of it. And I think I have the resume to suggest that what I'm talking about, or what I'm suggesting, that I would actually embark on doing.
You know, Governor, actually the publisher of the Union Leader was quoted today saying it actually may be a better thing that you weren't included in the debate because you're getting a whole lot more, you're getting more opportunity now to talk about your platform. When you're on a stage with 6 or 7 other people, you get like 20 seconds. Is this a better deal for you?
You know, Amy, I would just as soon be on stage. The best revenge, of course, for this is to actually be successful in what it is I'm doing. So I'm going to opt for the latter, and I appreciate you both having me on your show here this morning.
Well, you mentioned a moment ago that the other candidates on that stage offer up the status quo. What is your concern about? Can these guys win? You've seen them campaign a litlittle bit. You've seen the polls. Can the other folks, can Romney, can Pawlenty, can Bachmann, can they beat President Obama?
Look, I'm going to leave that to the electorate. That's what this process is all about. But I will tell you, and I hope just from this brief interview right here, that what I'm saying differs from everybody else up there on that stage. If Republicans don't have my name to check off, well, then Republicans are going to present a candidate to the rest of the world that maybe isn't as indicative as that candidate might be, and that candidate might actually go on and win the general election, because that is part of this equation too, is not just winning the nomination, but actually winning the office. And that's something that I got to enjoy as governor of New Mexico in a state that was 2-to-1 Democrat.
Are you hurt by the fact that Ron Paul is in the field and will be on that stage? A lot of the same libertarian supporters that he scooped up 4 years ago, he seems poised to get them again. It may otherwise be supporters of your campaign.
Well, I think it's a good thing perhaps to have stereo speakers up there as opposed to just one person talking about this. I do think that this is the excitement that's spreading all across the country, and this is where it's at. It's balancing the federal budget. It's bringing about a strong dollar as opposed to the collapse of our monetary system, which is what we're looking at. Look, there's no buying. There's no appetite for buying our debt. That's why the Federal Reserve is printing money to actually make this a closed loop. Imagine Bernie Madoff if he would have had a printing press. Well, that's the United States government right now.
So just lastly, are you going to watch the debate tonight, and are you going to be talking back to the screen? What are your plans tonight?
Yeah, that's, I don't want to call it lame, but I think I have an obligation to answer all the questions that are being asked this evening. So we're going to do a webcast where I'm going to do just that. I guarantee you that my answers will be shorter, and I guarantee you my answers will be a lot different.
All right.
How can we watch that?
On your website?
On your...
That'll be on the website, GaryJohnson2012.com. We'll have that up and going tomorrow.
All right, Gary Johnson, former governor of New Mexico. You won't see him on the stage tonight, but you got him right here on Top Line. We really appreciate you being with us. Thanks so much. Good luck with the campaign as always.
Thank you both. Thank you very much.